Why place a hand on the head of the offering?
What do you think?
Well, I've been told it transfers sin onto the animal.
Same. You know what? Leviticus doesn't actually say that.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. And if a hand had transferred sin onto the head, it'd be strange, because the head is specifically placed on God's altar and sent up to God as a sweet aroma.
I don't think God likes the smell of sin.
I doubt it. Besides, the word sin doesn't show up until the sin offering in chapter 4.
Maybe sin is transferred to the sin offering.
Well, then it'd become contaminated, but immediately its blood is used to cleanse the altar.
You couldn't cleanse an altar with contaminated blood.
Right. And the priests even eat some of the meat. Holy priests couldn't eat contaminated meat.
It would be weird to give a sin contaminated gift to God too.
Right?
What about the scapegoat?
Whoa. You've jumped ahead to chapter 16. But yeah, the scapegoat's the only animal that explicitly has sin transferred onto it. But this goat is not offered up to God. It's sent away.
The opposite of draw near.
Exactly. It's a sin contaminated goat. And so it's not given to God, it's not eaten, and it doesn't die.
Who else gets a hand on the head?
Thanks. There's a story in Leviticus 24 about a blasphemer who gets a hand on his head, but he is condemned to death.
Is a hand on the head condemnation to death then?
Well,
Who else gets a hand on the head?
in Numbers, the Levites get hands on their heads at their consecration ceremony.
Well, they don't die. Maybe a hand on the head is a sign of consecration? Because Joshua gets a hand on his head too.
Maybe, but the blasphemer wasn't being consecrated.
True. Maybe the offerer is identifying with the animal, like a representative.
Well, sometimes the offerer eats some of the meat from their offering. That'd be like eating yourself.
So what's the answer?
We don't know.
We don't know what a hand on the head meant?
Right. The Bible doesn't tell us, and scholars and historians are mostly guessing.
So they can't make head nor tail of it either.
Hey, hand that over. Okay, I've got to head off anyway.